So my question is, patients that do take those steps to truly bring alignment in the 4 aspects that we provide, and then they decide to leave, to die. That to me is an aspect I'd like to hear something about.
Well, we want to be very gentle in what we say, because in no way are we wanting to imply that you're not doing good work or that there's not tremendous value in what is being done there. But really, most people, before they come to you, have been trying to take care of things in an action sort of way for quite a long time. And it isn't until an individual, and we mean someone who is thriving or someone who is really not thriving, it isn't until they come to the place where they are willing to acknowledge that they are vibrational beings and that their thoughts matter more than any of their actions, and are able to begin directing thoughts and therefore find emotional relief first, that then find any true path toward anything that is satisfying. The first topic that we would like to really explore with you is that most humans are thinking of what you are calling the death experience or the reemergence into non-physical as a fail situation. It's sort of the last ditch thing. Well, I guess I might as well go. And that is not the reason that the majority of people make their transition. Sometimes it is, sometimes you've just had all you can take, but sometimes there is a moving on to something that is more. Sometimes it's the fastest or the only way that you can see into the vortex or into the vibrational reality that is really you. So we want to begin by not making the death experience be the fail in this deliberate creative process, because it certainly is not. But for those who are really still interested in this physical life experience, in this physical body, who really feel that they have more that they want to do here, they still have children that they're wanting to play with or explore or any number of things, then it is necessary for them to discover a relationship, a conscious feeling relationship between the vibration of who they really are and the vibration of who their thoughts are allowing them to be here and now. And if we were standing in any physical shoes that were trying to assist anyone in improving the way they feel day to day in life experience, that is the only thing that we would be teaching until we were certain that they had it, because everything else is just a band-aid on a gushing wound. Everything else is not sustainable. The world just keeps moving around on them, and that for the most part is why they are in the despair that they are in to begin with, you see.
Thank you. So are you saying that the true reason behind any dis-ease that manifests itself in the physical body
is dis-ease?
On an emotional level, on a core level belief.
A disallowance of the ease that you feel when you're in concert with who you are. No exceptions.
And then once the patient can find that and release that, what I've seen is that when they do find that, it's like a core that they dispel or explodes.
We'll come back to that, but the thing that's so interesting about this discomfort or dis-ease or discord or disharmony that so many people feel is that they think that it's about some big, deep-seated issue. I was abused when I was a child, or I'm living with someone now who really does not love me, or big, heavy things, maybe even things that I don't remember from past lives. They make up the most remarkable things in order to explain their discord, when really what it is just practiced attention to unwanted things, which keeps the momentum going steadily. And so all day, every day, life is showing them that they want this, but they're thinking about not wanting that. And so they're ripping themselves apart energetically all day, every day, for no sensible reason, until finally their physical apparatus cannot sustain the emotional discord. you see. And then they want someone else to put them back together in some way other than the way they have torn themselves apart. And that's why we're saying until you get to the heart of what it is, and we don't mean in a psychological setting of getting to the root of what's troubling them. We mean just talk nice about people. Just talk nice about yourself. Just look at beautiful things and stop looking at squalor in the gutter. Look at things that are uplifting to you. Look for things that feel good. Focus your mind upon things that allow you to be in vibrational accord with your inner being, who always looks at things that feel good, you see. There's no other path. There's no other path to alignment than to find vibrational harmony with what you're wanting to align to. And isn't it evident as you live more life and as you listen to more of the likes of us, isn't it evident that what you're reaching for is a point of view that is likened to the point of view that the source within you holds? Wouldn't you rather love than hate? And wouldn't you rather notice well-being than not well-being? Aren't you looking for evidence of well-being? Can't you feel that that's what your inner being always does? And when you find a nugget of something that doesn't feel good, and then you zero in on it and you continue to beat the drum of it, if you stay there even for a minute or two or three or four, can't you feel that this subject has separated you from who you are? And people live lifetimes believing that they should weigh the pros and the cons and the pluses and the minuses. And we don't disagree with that to a certain degree, because you must explore some contrast in order to decide. But what we want you to hear is that once you've explored it and once you've shot that rocket, you have decided. You decided a long time ago that you don't like it when people are rude to you. You decided a long time ago that you like pleasant rather than rude, and that you would rather be pleasant than rude. You've launched so many rockets. You have become so much more than most of the time you allow yourself to be. And so it's that discord. It's that emotional core discord. The core discord that is what keeps you from your alignment. And no one from the outside can patch you up. You can be cracked into alignment for a minute, but that's not the alignment that you're looking for. You're looking for emotional alignment. You're looking for emotional stability. That's why we say, so step one is conflict, contrast, variety, however you want to play it, causes you to ask for more. And as we have said in the book that we have written, when you ask, it is given. So to ask and become. But it's hard for you to hear the becoming part because your physicality hasn't changed that much, because these new thoughts haven't yet changed to these new things. But just the same, you ask and it is given. You have become it. And now you can't go back from what you've asked for. You can't go back from the asking. And yet you chronically hold yourself out of vibrational alignment with what you have become. And that right there is the explanation of all negative emotion, of all unhappiness, of all sickness, of all anything that you don't want. It's that you've asked, but you haven't let yourself become. Now, it would be accurate to say you would be better off if you never ask. Because if you didn't ask, then you're not going to what you've asked for, wouldn't be causing tension within you. Only thing about that is you can't stop asking. All day, every day, you're asking, asking, asking. And so you really have no choice. We love you so very much, if you want to feel good, other than to go in the direction of what you've been asking for. So you've become more. Step one, you ask. Step two, source becomes it. You become it. Step three, you become what you've become. You become what you've become. You become what you've become vibrationally. And if you practice becoming what you've become vibrationally for long enough, then we give you the step 4 badge. Now you are a master at having become what you've become. Only thing is, you keep living and you keep exploring contrast and you keep becoming more. That's why it has to be this fluid, flexible, resilient thing. This is why your emotions are alive today. You don't come into alignment and then get a diploma like you do when you graduate from some institution and put it on your wall. I am that forevermore. No, your alignment is in the moment. It depends upon how you're feeling. It's this active pliable, flexible, moldable thing that you do. This is how you create your own reality. Life causes you to ask for it. Source confirms that you have done it. And then you have to vibrationally come into accord with what you've asked for. And if you don't, that's why we want to say to you that those who have asked for the most and not come into alignment are those that have the greatest stress. We so enjoy visiting with someone who has strong desire, even if they are not knowing how to come into vibrational accord with their desire, because the strength of their desire makes it easy for us to call them with words and examples and processes into alignment with who they are, you see. So this is how it works. Contrast causes you to ask, source becomes it and calls you to it, and then you come. And the longer you stay, the more you are in vibrational alignment with this you that is really you, then the more you are able to receive the impulses that lead then to the manifestations that you want to call now. And those manifestations that you want to call now, oh, that's that sweet spot when you get into that place where you are holding yourself in vibrational alignment with who you are, not demanding that it show itself to you right now, but feeling the vibrational realness of it, the vibrational accuracy of it. And when you think about it, there is not one thing that any of you or anyone you've ever known, now or ever before, wants or has ever wanted that is for any other reason than you know or believe that you will feel better in the having of that. And so it's such an interesting cycle. You stand without it, and that helps you to know that you want it. Now you've become it, but over here in your physical body, you don't know that you have it, but you have it, but you don't know that you have it. And so you feel the discord of not having it until you hear us say to you, you have it. Think about it in terms of it being real. Focus upon what it means to have it. Stop looking at the absence of it. Stop needing the manifestation of it to cause the emotion to change. There it is right there. If you heard that, then you got it all. If you don't need the manifestation of it right now before your emotion changes, then you have the key to all of the success that you want. And we're not just talking about feeling good and living without it. Oh yeah, Abraham, we know you. We've got your number. You just want us to feel good in the absence of it. We'll live happily ever after without any of the things that we want. That's what you want for us. We hear your snarky comments. But that is not what we're saying. We're saying you must feel the vibration of it before you can be in the receiving mode, so that you can be the translator that turns those thoughts to these things, you see. But humans want to skip all of that. They don't want to be aware of the vibration. They don't want to be aware. They don't want to emotionally feel. They don't want to emotionally move themselves, even though that is the movement of the clay that is necessary. They want a manifestation to be presented to them to which they can have a more positive response. And that's why we began today by talking about the conditions that people want to change so that they can have a better feeling response to the condition. You want to teach them nothing has to change for you to feel better. Nothing has to change for you to feel better. Not one thing has to change for you to feel better. Not one thing has to change except your own focus, your own willingness to be pliable with your own mind, your own willingness to feel good anyway, your own willingness to look for positive aspects and find them, your own willingness to feel good anyway, your own willingness to feel good anyway. In your human world, most of you feel ridiculous about feeling good anyway. Your friends say, how are you doing? Great. You don't look great. No, I'm really doing great. Did you get your job yet? Oh, I'm really feeling great. Did you get your job yet? I'm feeling so good. You're delusional, they say to you. You're delusional. And we want you to practice delusion. We want you to practice emotional delusion. We want you to practice feeling good, feeling good, feeling good as best you can, no matter what. And then watch what thoughts begin to turn to what things. Just watch what happens. That's why when you said alignment, we want it to be this kind of alignment. And everything else on your list will follow so easily. In alignment, a person will feel everything that they are, what they want to eat. When you're not in alignment, you have impulses too. When you are in alignment, you have impulses too. Your inner being is always calling you toward alignment, toward alignment, alignment. And from alignment comes every precious, beautiful, delicious thing that you have been able to decipher from the life that you've lived that you desire. And then you just teach to the clarity of your example. You just be the joyful being that you are.
Thank you.
Enough?
Plenty.